So I know it's December, it's winter time, and everyone's doing like browns and burgundies and golds and that kind of different makeup looks right now, but I was going through my stash and I came across these Victoria's Secret Beauty Rush eyeshadows that I'd never used in a tutorial before. So I thought, hey, why not? Someone might want to do blue and green eyes in December. It's possible. I did. So if you'd like to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so after grooming my brows a bit, I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer. And I just pat that on and smooth it all over. And I'm also going to bring a little bit of that down right into the lower tear duct area. Make sure not to get this stuff in your eyes though, because it really stings. And the color base I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Dream Mousse eyeshadow in Turquoise Breeze, which looks like this. And I have been informed that unfortunately this is a discontinued product, but I know that Urban Decay has a cream shadow that's blue. And I'm sure there's a lot of drugstore brands and stuff like that that also have a cream shadow that's a light blue, or even a white will work if that's what you have. So I'm going to spread this all over the lid, including the inner area, and just up past the crease. And you want to put on just a little bit of this. A little bit does go a long way. And if you put on too much, it will crease. And in the crease, I'm going to be taking Turquoise from Sally Girl, which is this one right here. It's a really pretty shade, and I'm very impressed with the quality, considering especially that it's 89 cents. And I'm using a MAC 217 brush and dipping that right into the product. I'm going to tap off the excess, and turning the brush sideways, I'm going to work that into the crease, and just a tiny bit above the crease as well. But again, I'm not bringing that color all the way in. I'm leaving the inner tear duct area open, but I am bringing it all the way out to the outside. Okay, next I'm going to take from e.l.f. my C brush, and I'm going to spray a little bit of the MAC Fix Plus on that. And I'm going to dip that into the Beauty Rush eyeshadow from Victoria's Secret in the shade Glamourald. And you want to make sure to only use a corner of this, because it will kind of deform the rest of the shadow if you have it wet and you swirl it all over. And this is a wet dry shadow, so this is perfectly, fine to deal with. And I'm going to pat this on the outer, probably the outer 2/3 of the lid. And what I have done before, for actually what I did on the other eye, just for some extra impact, I took the MAC Fix Plus and I let a little bit of that come out on my finger, and I patted it on right on top of that Glamourald shadow where I've just placed it. And I'm going to take my finger and dip it back into the shadow and get the product on there pretty densely, and then pat that over the moistened area. And that really brings out the metallic sheen of the shadow. Hopefully you guys can see how metallic and glittery that is. Such a pretty shade. Look at that. Love it. So unfortunately, on the way bringing everything out here, I had a little incident with my other Beauty Rush shadow, and this one is in Blu-ray. So this one's a little broken right now, or actually a lot broken. But anyways, I'm going to take the Studio C, or rather the C brush from e.l.f. again, after I've cleaned it off, and I'm going to dip that into that blue. It's a very pretty sky blue shimmery shade, and that's going to go on the inner third of the lid. And just lightly blend that with the green shade. Next, I'm going to be using some of MAC's Frozen White Pigment, and this is just in a little sample jar that I have. And what I'm going to do is take a pencil brush and just spray a little bit of the Fix Plus on there. And get some of the Frozen White Pigment on my brush. And just tap that in pretty well, because you don't want it flaking off. And that's going to go on the inner tear duct area, a little bit, tiny bit on the lid, and bring it into the tear duct and also underneath the lower lash line. But just, I don't know, maybe a fifth of the way, just to brighten up that area and give it a nice little color pop. I hate it when people say pop all the time, but it does. It gives it a little pop. Okay, for my highlight shade, I'm using Max Floof. And because this is a pretty frosty color, I'm just going to take a little bit of it on the brush and kind of work it out over the rest of the highlight area. And I'm going to take a clean 217 brush, or partially clean, I just wiped off the extra color, and blend in between the highlight and the green shade, or green and blue, I guess, to soften the lines right there, and also around the outside. Okay, for liner I'm using kind of a different technique. This is the first time I've ever used this technique, but I have the NYC liquid eyeliner in black, and I've noticed that this really does have, I mean, it looks to be a pretty thin line, but I'd like it to be a little thinner sometimes. So what I'm going to do is take this brush that I have, it's a craft store brush, it's the Low Cornell 5803 spotter brush. I don't even know which part of that is part of the name, but teeny tiny little brush. And what I'm doing is taking the eyeliner, or the tip of the eyeliner, and I'm just getting some on the craft store brush. And this will allow me to do a really precise line and get it right up into the lashes, or the lash line. I'm going to go ahead and wing this out just the tiniest bit. I don't want a really dramatic wing. Just a little baby one. So that's kind of an extra step. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just use a black pencil eyeliner or gel eyeliner, whatever you're comfortable with. For mascara, I'm going to be using 2 coats of L'Oreal's Collagen Mascara. Okay, I've gone ahead and done my foundation, which was MAC's Studio Fix Pressed Powder Foundation. And for blush, I'm going to be using kind of a peachy shade. I wanted to use this one from the Coastal Scents blush palette. And these are really pigmented, so I'm just going to get a little bit on the brush and do my cheesy blush smile. And I'm also taking this pink shade right here, and I'm going to blend that just right on top of the peach. And because I want my skin to look really fresh and glowing, I'm going to use some of Stila's Illuminating Finishing Powder in Gold, and just dip a really fluffy kabuki in there and kind of dust that all over. If you have any problems with oiliness, I would recommend skipping this step, where it's just going to, you know, highlight that, especially near the end of the day. But if you have dry or normal skin, that's just a really nice way to kind of brighten up and freshen up your skin without having to use any cream products. I really like that powder. Keeping with the kind of bright theme, I wanted to use a brighter pink lip gloss, and I'm going to use Sally Hansen's Lacquer Shine in the color Orchid. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoy watching this video, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye!